Hello everyone, it's Friday. Finally the weekend is here. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. It's time for the driving right now though. The weekend is almost here, as y'all know. We're gonna kickstart your last day before you get to relax and unwind with me, Brian Jew. Yes, it's a great way to start your weekend. Anyway, I want to thank all the people who have been sending your requests by mail and by tweets. It's just been so much. It's been overwhelming that it's always great when you see all these requests and you're like, wow, people actually listen to my program. We just want to say thank you, and also sorry for not being able to play all the songs and all the requests here at the drive-in, but we do make an effort. So keep that in mind and don't hesitate. Just keep sending all the requests in, and your participation, I can't even talk right now, I'm so excited. Your participation and support means a lot to us. Not just me, but everybody here at CBS. And even if we don't play your songs, don't be discouraged, because in due time we will. All right, keep that in mind. And we're going to start today's show off with a request by Nikki. And this is a great song, actually, from a futuristic film. Here's Eric Serra and Mula Chaco with the Diva Dance from 1997 film, The Fifth Element. Welcome back to the Drive-In with your host, Brian Jew. And before we start the show off, I just want to remind you guys how to get in contact with us. It's very important. Like I said, we really appreciate all you guys calling, sending in emails, tweets. So I'm going to let you know how to do that. Just give us a call at 02-778-1013 or send us a text at sharp 1013 and we'll charge you $51. Just keep that in mind. Also, email at us at efmdrivein@gmail.com or simply send a tweet from your smartphones, computers, wherever you are right now at EFM Drive-In. That's at the @ EFM Drive-In. Yes, it's simple. And make sure you follow us, too. All you listeners need to follow us here at EFM Drive-In. Alrighty, now it's time for the scene of the day. As y'all know, since I've been gone in LA, Friday's been Sci Friday. So we're going to continue with that. And today, we're going to get geeky and nerdy, because that's what Eugene is, and he always comes up with the scene of the day. No, Eugene's not geeky and nerdy. He's a macho man. That's what he is. Yes, he is, with his Movember mustache. Anyway, this scene comes from Stargate, which was made in 1994. It's a bit hard to explain what Stargate is about, but I'm going to try. I'm going to make a good effort. Anyway, here. We're going to start right now. First, there is an Egyptologist named Daniel Jackson, played by James Spader, who has a theory that the pyramids in Egypt are actually a lot older than we think. He also hypothesized that they're not actually built by the ancient Egyptians, but an even more advanced civilization, or even possibly aliens from outer space. A team of archaeologists then unearthed some cover stones in the Egyptian desert with hieroglyphics, and they recruit Jackson to help them figure it out. Cover stones are usually on top of tombs of ancient kings, so he thinks he's there to help them figure out whose tomb he found. Immediately, he goes to work and fixes their translation, something that they called the door to heaven. Then he changed to Stargate. He continues to study the cover stones, and then the military takes the control of the project, which probably means they were hiding something secretly. Eventually, Jackson makes a breakthrough. Let's check out the scene where he tells everyone what he figured out. Oh, so you see what's going on here? It turns out that the cover stones were not made for a tomb. They're made to cover a piece of advanced technology that Jackson called a Stargate. It will lead them and help them travel across a galaxy in a very short amount of time. So you can guess where this leads. Jackson and a team of Special Forces agents, led by Kurt Russell's character, travel through the gate. I'm not going to spoil it for you anymore, because then if I spoil it for you, you guys are going to complain and not watch the movie. So I urge you guys to go out, rent this movie officially. Don't get it illegally. Get the legit copy. Watch the movie. It's worth it. It's actually a great movie. I'll say that Jay Davidson also appears in this film. And his character wears some of the coolest costumes that I honestly think would be perfect for Halloween. Yes. Unfortunately, this film only gets a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, so critics didn't like this film. But on the other hand, the users of Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 75% rating. So it shows that the audience doesn't always agree with the critics. The success of the film eventually led to a TV series which starred Richard Dean Anderson. For those of you who don't know who that is, he is actually familiar from the MacGyver TV series. MacGyver. I know Koreans love that show. I loved the show growing up. Made me want to make things out of random things like Coke bottles and, cans and stuff like that. Anyway, this film was scored by David Arnold, who also scored many James Bond films, Independence Day films, and so many other popular films. So here's the Stargate Overture from the Stargate original soundtrack by David Arnold. Once again, that was the Stargate Overture from the Stargate original soundtrack, scored by David Arnold. And coming up on today's show, it's now playing Friday, so after intermission, Eugene will run to the studio to run down the top 5 movies right now in Korea. And he'll also introduce a new movie that just came out. But of course, that's going to be after intermission. So for now, we're going to talk about another song. But before we get to the song, we're going to read some tweets. That's an important part of the day because I know all the listeners love hearing what they tweet about on air. So Claire wrote, at EFM Driving, good morning, Brian. Finally tuning in today after missing 2 days. Love my driving dosages. 2 days? Driving 2 days is like quitting on us. You can't miss 2 days in a row. 1 day I'll let go. 2, kind of, it's kind of difficult. But just don't do 3. When they say 3 strikes, you're out. So don't do 3. Also, Mayanne wrote, MacGyver, I love that show too. Who doesn't? LOL. That's true. Everybody, young, old, woman, male, everybody loves that show. It was a great show. You learned a lot from it. Stuff that you probably won't do, but I learned that if I ever get caught and locked in a janitor's closet, I'd know how to get out and unlock the door by myself. Anyway, I don't know, I'm talking all that mumbo-jumbo right now. Melanie S. wrote, yeah, guys, don't be disheartened. I never thought Brian would read my tweet, but he has read a few, and it's awesome. Perseverance. Yes. See? Thank you, Melanie. You are a believer in me reading tweets. I just, fly through the tweets, see what I see. First thing I can think of right now to read for you guys. Also, we have one from, let's see, Coco. She wrote, EFM Driving, Brian G Music, good morning. Dubai to Seoul. Don't know what's your theme today, but can you play Far Away by Nickelback? Thanks much. I don't know what movie Nickelback song is from, but wow, you're listening from Dubai? That's amazing. Anyway, I want to talk about the next song coming up right now. It's from the 2000 film Coyote Ugly. And Coyote Ugly is the name of a bar that has women wearing, let's just say, very provocative clothing, but it's not that type of movie. It's not that type of movie at all. And it's not that type of bar. But let's just say that we're outside in winter. Well, you wouldn't wear what they're wearing outside in the winter because it's pretty cold. You want to cover up a little bit more. Anyway, this movie starred Piper Perabo as Violet Sanford, a New Jersey girl who moves across the river to New York to try to become a songwriter. But she needs to support herself before she can break into show business. So she decides to take a job as a dancer at the Coyote Ugly Saloon. There are not a lot of famous people in this film, but John Goodman plays Violet's father, and Tyra Banks is one of the girls working in the bar. I saw this movie. I don't remember Tyra Banks. I must have been tired. Anyway, all right. They're in an actual Coyote Ugly bar in New York City, and it's on 1st Avenue between 9th and 10th Street. So you guys can actually go check it out if you want to, and then take pictures of it and put it up on Twitter so you can prove to us that you guys actually been there or saw the actual sign for it. Anyway, let's listen to a song from the movie. Here's Leanne Rimes with Can't Fight the Moonlight.
You can try to distance my kiss, but you don't you know that you can't fight the moonlight, dear.
Cause yes you know, can't fight the moonlight. I'm just having fun up here in the studio. This is what the driving's all about. You get to hear me sing. You hear great music from movies and everything. Anyway, now it's time for talk about the next request from Mira. Mira requested this song. It's a romance from the Korean film Bittersweet Life, the original soundtrack from that movie. And Bittersweet Life is also known in the Korean title 달콤한 인생, and was released in 2005, and it's about a gangster who is ordered to kill a beautiful woman, but he can't. You know why? Because it's the typical love story line. He starts having feelings for her. And this movie starred so many great actors like, the heartthrob Lee Byung-hun. He's in G.I. Joe, and all the girls love him. He was in the Korean movie Kwanghae. Yes, Lee Byung-hun, he's too popular. I need him in my music video in the future. Also, we have Kim Young-chul and also the beautiful Shin Mina. So obviously, you know who's going to fall in love with who, because I said a guy falls in love with a girl. So it's too obvious. So anyway, here is Yuki Kuramoto with Romance, requested by Mira. Welcome back to the Driving right now. It's now playing Fridays with your man, Eugene Huang. What's up, Eugene?
What's up, Brian?
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good.
Okay, you just asked my question with
Yeah,
the question.
I answered the question with a question and then answered your question. I'm sorry about that.
I don't think you expected me to ask you that quickly. That's why.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Actually, the music that we just heard coming in here reminds me of video game music a bit, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it kind of does.
See,
So
I can
that's
do
a
it
little
with
bit
my
of
mouth.
foreshadowing.
You know what it reminds me of though?
What?
The end of each level in Mega Man.
The end of
Kind
each
of.
level. Oh, that's the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What, no, or that is the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
When he gets to the level.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
anyway.
I gotta play that game again. I love that game.
So do I. I liked Mega Man 2 personally.
Mega Man 2. What was your favorite? I guess enemy that you can.
Metal Man. I guess he threw the stars at you.
Metal Man.
Yeah.
Mine was probably Woodman.
Woodman. Yeah, he had the
He had
leaves.
the leaves,
The
yes.
leaves. That was pretty
The leaves
cool.
were
Leaf
awesome.
shield. Okay.
Yes, that was pretty cool. But right now, we're not here to talk about video games. We're here to talk about what's playing right now.
Of course, of course.
Yes.
So we're going to run through the top 5, and remember, this is
Correct.
based on the percentage of the audience that everyone is getting. So
Yep.
are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Number 5. Okay, number 5. This
Mm-hmm.
is called Upside Down. Has 3.7% of the audience, and this debuted on the 5th in Korea. So it's been out a week.
Okay, I never upside down. Who else is in this movie?
It has Kristen Dunst, Jim Sturgis, and
Oh, that movie. I do want to see that movie.
yeah, it's not actually going to be released in the U.S. until December 10th. So this is one of the rare cases where Korea has gotten it before the U.S.
Wait, we get it a whole month before the U.S.?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And actually, it debuted, I think, in Saudi Arabia, like in August. So it's been around. It's coming out around the world before it goes into the U.S.
So this is something I do not want to write on my Facebook or Twitter yet about that I saw because people in the States would probably be mad at me.
Yeah, well, they'll be mad if you reveal the ending, I guess.
Okay. I'm not going to reveal anything. Haven't seen the movie yet, but will.
Neither have I. But
All
the
right.
movie is about there's like a guy who reminisces about his lover from a long time ago, and then he travels into an alternate universe to find her. It's not entirely clear what if you try to read from the synopsis. It says there's another world with a different kind of gravity. And there's a girl named Eden, and he was flirting with her as a child, but now he travels to this other world to flirt with the adult version of her, I guess.
Okay.
So it seems pretty interesting. I would want to see that.
I mean, the storyline does sound interesting.
Yeah,
so.
it does. And it's a sci-fi movie, obviously, which I really like. So, yeah, I might check that out.
Okay.
It's got 3.7% of the audience, like I said, and this will probably go up a little bit, probably by next week, I would think.
It just came out, so yeah.
All right, so let's move on. Would you like to do the honors?
Number 4.
Very good.
Aww.
Let's try that again.
Number 4.
Okay.
Okay, that was a little bit better.
That was good. All right. Number 4 is, of course, Masquerade with 6.9% of the audience. This is, of course, 광해 왕이 된 남자 in Korean. This movie has been in the top 5 for more than 2 months now, which is really rare for a movie these days. Finally, it's coming out of the double digits. I'm not saying finally as in I don't like it. I mean, it's just been there for so long.
Yeah.
What more can we really say about this movie? I mean, you've seen
Everybody
it.
knows the
Everybody's
story.
seen it. It has really great actors, and it's got so many awards. If you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, you might want to check it out for the second or third time, of course, right?
It's got the actor from the 달콤한 인생, what's it called? Bittersweet Life.
Yes,
Yes, from that movie.
Right.
Lee Byung-hun's in this movie as well.
right. It's a very good movie. I recommend everyone see it again.
Yes.
All right. Ready? Number 3. Okay, now this one is a movie we've talked about a lot. It's Skyfall. It has 8.9% of the audience. The latest James Bond film. Jason loved it. I loved it. Did you love it?
I loved it.
You loved it. Okay, so everyone loved it. One thing I would like to say is the fact that it shows you never really know who your enemies are. In fact, your friends could actually be your enemies. So someone close to you can be your enemy, and this film shows that very, very well, I think.
I was just shocked in the beginning of the film.
The beginning.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what happens, but I was just like, whoa, already? Like that type of thing in the beginning of the film.
Right. Yeah, I
Yes.
know exactly what you're talking about. So
And-
if you don't know what he's talking about, you should go out and see it.
You definitely got to see it. And I just want to say big ups to Adele because you did a great job on the song.
That is a great
It's a
song.
great song.
It is a great song.
Yes.
All right, let's continue. Number 2. Okay, this is called Confession of a Murder,
Okay.
or 내가 살인범이다. This has 23.8% of the audience, and it climbed 4 spots from last week. So last week it was in number 6.
Oh.
Okay, this is the case about an somebody murdered somebody else, and a different person is being persecuted for it, or he's going to go to jail. And then many years later, somebody writes a book claiming for responsibility that they're the one that actually did it.
So the innocent person was actually in jail that whole time.
I guess so. Either that or he was executed. I don't remember exactly
goodness.
the story. And then, he comes out with this book. It's a bestseller about how he beat the legal system and everything. And then somebody else appears and says, no, you didn't actually do that. I did. So there's 3 people now claiming to have, been the actual murderer. And the person who's writing the book, they think he's doing it just for money.
Why would you be so proud to kill people?
I don't know. I have no idea. But this one stars Jung Jae-young, Park Soo, and Choi Won-jung and Kim Young-hae in there. So a lot of good people.
Quick question before we get to number 1.
Yeah.
These kind of movies make me wonder, do you think the producer and the writers and the directors actually killed people and made the story about their own life into a movie, making people think it's just a movie, not real life?
Oh, so it's like an alibi. They're making that's
It
a
could
good
be.
idea. Or maybe one of the actors, right?
It could be, yes.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know about that. I don't
That's
think
why
people
it's
would want
called
to
confession of murder. He's confessing through film that he killed people.
I guess so, but if I was going to be a serial killer, I'd, keep that to myself.
I could totally see you being a serial killer / director, making movies of the people you killed and making a story out of it.
So where do you live, Brian? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
If you're going to kill me, you got to shave your mustache.
All right. Well, it's going to go away soon.
Yes.
All right. Number 1. Number 1. Wow, I guess we're a little bit off of that today. That's okay, though. Number 1 is, of course, it has 51.6% of the audience, so it's up from last week.
Okay.
This is, of course, Werewolf Boy, which we talked about last week. It's about the girl who falls in love with a boy who grew up in the wild, and it turns out that he's actually a werewolf, and then all the people in the town don't like him, so they're kind of mean to him, and she has to protect him. So it's a pretty good movie, I guess. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it.
I have also not seen it, but I probably will this weekend because everybody's talking about it. And it's not really a monster movie. It's kind of a romance and love movie, and it is also very criticism of the Korean society and how xenophobic it can be at times.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty
Definitely
good.
want to watch that then.
I would really want to see that. But right now, we got to listen to a song. And, we've been playing that Skyfall song over and over and over again. So I thought it might be good to play a different song from a different James Bond movie. This is the first one with Daniel Craig. So here's Chris Cornell with You Know My Name from the Casino Royale OST.
Once again, that was Chris Cornell with You Know My Name from the Casino Royale original soundtrack. And we're back with Now Playing Fridays with Eugene.
And Brian!
Thank you very much. I was waiting for somebody to introduce me.
All right.
Of course, it got to be you. We're the only 2 in the studio right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Superman, superstar of the hour, Brian Ju in the house.
I don't know if I'm Superman. I don't have any superpowers or anything, but
Well, super cuteness.
I like how you
Anyway.
used Superman though. It's a movie.
It is a movie.
Is it
It is a movie.
Is it
It's
is?
several movies. And
They are several movies.
But shall we go on to the movie that's playing right now?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna give you some clues, and I want you to try to figure it out. This one was.
I'll even help you with the clues.
It opened yesterday in Korea.
Bum, bum, bum.
So it's probably going to be in the top 5 next week, I would assume.
Bum bum bum. Yes.
It is a romance film, but it's a little bit
Correct.
strange. It's not a typical romance film. Right?
Yes, it's not a typical romance film.
Okay. It would probably be popular with teenagers who want to be, different or kind of ironic.
Actually, not just teenagers, but this one, I'm not going to be sexist, but more teenage females.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Maybe. All right, and the last clue I would say is it has vampires.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
That was the biggest hint.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone's going to know that.
Of course. It's
Yes.
of course we're talking about
Interview with the vampire? Sorry.
Twilight.
Yes.
The new Twilight movie.
The Twilight Saga.
It's
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. No, actually, I have to admit, I haven't watched any of the Twilight movies. I saw one scene from one of them where they're playing baseball, which I thought was pretty interesting.
And then
but-
I have to admit, I saw all of them. Oh, no!
So maybe you can actually help me with this one because
Surprisingly, even though the movie came out last night,
Yeah?
I saw it last night.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Wow, it must have been really interesting then for you.
It was very interesting, and not the movie itself, but the theater itself.
the theater. Did you see it in like 4D or something?
No, I just saw a regular theater, but it was so hot. It's like they had the sauna on.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, they
I
do
don't
that
know why.
sometimes. They might turn the heat on a little bit too much.
Way too much.
So I think a lot of people were saying that in Korea, people don't really like to be cold indoors as much. So
It wasn't even a fact if it was cold or warm. It was hot.
Oh, so it was like a
scorching
sauna.
hot.
All right.
And then you have body heat off each other. So
I see. Yeah.
anyway, the movie itself, I have to admit,
Yeah.
I've seen all the Twilight movies because my friend Justin Chon is in it.
Oh.
And honestly, this time around, I wanted to see if he was in it, but unfortunately, he wasn't in the film this time. But he was mentioned.
Okay.
So,
So his character was mentioned.
his character was
Okay.
mentioned. Yes, it was actually the most energetic,
Okay.
most action you'll ever see in the Twilight saga.
All right. Well, I mean, I know that the other movies were very action oriented, so that's probably saying a lot that this one is the most action.
For me, I thought it had the most action.
So this would be an action romance horror movie.
I wouldn't say horror, but more. There are some scenes in this film where you would not want a child to watch at a young
I
age.
see. I
Yes.
see. So what is the best thing about the movie that you think that other people would want to go and see it for?
The best thing of the movie is, I guess, if you're a big vampire fan
Mm-hmm.
or a werewolf fan.
Yeah.
Were they werewolves? Team Jacob?
I
Team Edward and Team Jacob, I remember that.
No, unfortunately, I'm very sorry about that.
Or if you like Dakota Fanning because she's in the movie.
Oh, yeah, I do like her.
Yes, then you'll like the movie.
Okay.
If you like Robert Pattinson, he's in the movie, obviously, because he's a star.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think for me, this is one of the cases where everyone's just telling me this is so good, you have to see it, that it makes me not want to see it, you know?
Well, I didn't say it was so good.
Okay.
Key point is it's got the most action out of the Twilight films.
Right.
And it was interesting how they went with the story.
Right.
Obviously they didn't alter anything because they were actually books before they were on film.
Okay.
So if you guys are big Twilight fans out there who saw the movies but haven't read the books yet, I recommend to read the books. I haven't read them, but my friends told me the books are way better.
That's usually the case, though, whenever a
Yeah.
movie comes out. But vampires have also been a very big part of, other types of media out there. You know, so maybe
Well, they
if
do exist. There are vampires in the world.
there are.
Just joking.
I got scared for a second. I was like, wait
Did you
a
know I was a
second.
vampire?
Oh, okay. That's why. So you're actually like 115 years old then.
Do I look that young? Thank you.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yes.
No, but I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the other movies. I mean, other vampire stories I like.
Okay.
The first one comes from Japanese animation. This is called Vampire Hunter D. Have you ever watched anything or even heard of that?
Never heard of Vampire Hunter D.
All right. Well, Vampire Hunter D is somehow in the future, but civilization has reverted to medieval times.
Okay.
So I guess they had a huge war. They ran out of resources or something, and there's this vampire going around killing all the townspeople, and then D comes along and he has to save this girl from the vampire. And an interesting thing, D is half vampire, half human. So they call him a dhampir, I guess, and he's a vampire hunter. And then in the end of the movie, the animation, something about his ancestry is revealed, which is like, oh my gosh! You find out that he's been around since the Middle Ages, actually. So even though it's in the future, so he's probably 1,000 years old or something, which is pretty interesting. I thought that one was good. Do you like? We talked about video games before, which.
Who doesn't like video games?
Of course. And of course, the most famous vampire-oriented video game by far was the Castlevania series.
Oh, I love Castlevania, and especially when you find new whips. Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
And
You
the
like
potions
in
and
the
stuff?
candles, like
Yes.
All right. So, of course, the Castlevania series has the Belmont clan. You Simon Belmont, Trevor Belmont, and they have to kill Dracula every 100 years because he keeps resurrecting himself. And always it's a Belmont who's going to destroy the but this one actually had a good story because they try to connect all the games with the story, and it turns out that the Belmont clan is related to Dracula because Dracula's son fell in love with one Belmont woman in one of the earlier games and gave birth to all the entire vampire hunting
The
clan.
Belmont woman was human, right?
Yes.
And
And Dracula's son was half
This
human.
is just like the Twilight stories. If you
It
think
is.
about it.
It is.
Oh
All
my
right?
goodness.
So that explains why the Belmonts are so good at fighting vampires. It's because they actually have vampire blood in themselves.
Okay.
Which is pretty interesting. And actually, another good thing about the Castlevania series was that it had wonderful music.
I love the music.
You love the music? All right.
Yes.
So actually, there is a group called Video Games Live that does concerts using video game music. Can you believe that?
The group's called what?
Video Games Live.
And are they having any performances coming up soon?
Not in Korea, but they do tour around the U.S. anyway. And We do have a song from the Castlevania series performed by them. So this is the Castlevania theme by Video Games Live.
Check it out. Once again, that was Video Games Live with the Castlevania theme song. That's the first time I've ever heard that version. But right now, we have to end the show. I know you guys are thinking it's too short, but it's Friday, so after the show, go out and have a great time, all right, guys? Right now, we have a request from Serena, and she's been requesting for a long time that she really wants to hear this song. But what better day but today, because the movie just came out in Korea yesterday. But we're not going to play a song from the movie that came out yesterday, but the 2011 Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1. And this is Christina Perri with 1,000 Years. And we're going to play that for you guys right now, but stick around because we have 101.3 Main Street with An Jung-hyun. This is Brian Ju. I'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace.